This is the justification for my target audience for my magazine. When I created my initial thoughts on my target audience, I decided that the gender of my target audience was going to be female or women. And I have decided that this is still going to be the case because I'm going to be making a women's lifestyle magazine. So obviously this wouldn't be suitable for any other gender. The age that I decided at the time was between the ages 20 to 40. However, after doing my research, I have realised that older people tend to be the ones that read physical magazines more often. So I have changed the age of my target audience to the ages between 30 and 80, as these are the ages of people still young enough to keep track of trends, but they're the demographic that is more likely to want to buy a magazine. I decided that my target audience was going to be able-bodied because none of the models that I'm planning to use have any physical disabilities, and I think it's going to stay that way. The social classes that I thought my magazine was going to cater to were D, C1, C2, and B. However, that has changed now, and the social class of my target audience, I think, will be C1, C2, B, and A. I've changed this because this is going to be a very classy styled magazine. So most of its contents will be presented as high-end products and unnecessary items that are used for luxury instead of leisure. And in general, a higher social class is more likely to have the extra money spare in order to buy a magazine and buy any of the products that have been advertised in it. The psychometrics that I previously decided would be my target audience are aspirer, explorer, and succeeder. And so far, I have decided that they are all suitable. However, I would like to add an additional one called reformer. I have decided that reformers will be part of my target audience because this is a psychometric that's goal is to choose products that are going to help the environment, and this is a demographic that is usually very socially aware. And the topic for my double-page spread is about how fast fashion affects the environment, so this is a key psychometric for me to include. Aspirers want high-tier items, and they're easily swayed by celebrity opinions, which will also be featured in my magazine, which will be shown through my front cover lines. Explorers are always open to trying new things, which they can find through magazines, and succeeders like to choose which products are high quality themselves. They aren't go with the flow, unlike mainstreamers, who will also be a part of a psychometric that I will target towards. Mainstreamers choose products that are tried and trusted, and ideally this would be the kind of product that I would be making. I decided that the interests that my target audience would have would be fashion, makeup, and just trends in general. And I've decided that's going to stay the same. These have been chosen in particular because these are key topics that are typically shown in a women's lifestyle magazine. For sexualities, previously I said that audience would probably be straight, because in general there are more straight women than any other sexuality. However, I have decided to change that sexuality to any. Usually women's lifestyle magazines cater towards straight women because they feature topics such as sex. However, I will not be doing that in my magazine, so there is no reason why any sexuality should be targeted more than the other. So any person of any sexuality would be able to read my magazine without feeling unbiased. And finally, for nationality, I said that the nationality that would be my target audience would be British, American, and Australian. I thought it would be this because these are the nationalities that are more likely to speak English, and I don't know any other languages, so that is the language that my magazine will be written in. However, I have decided to change that, so it will only be British, because I will be including British models, and it will be created by a British person. And ideally, it would be distributed in Britain. And finally, the ethnicity of my target audience I decided was going to be white, because both of the models that I'm planning to use for this project are both white themselves. So far, nothing has changed in that regard, so I do think my target audience will still be white women.